Hello and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network, and we continue to take a look on what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. We go to Zambia, we go to South Africa and the surrounding nations without fear, without favor. Before we go any further, there is a link which is on this video, and this link is right there also on your screen. There is a young girl, Anonzi Kid Queen. You need to go there. Make sure that you subscribe to her channel. Make sure that you listen to that song. That is a massive, brilliant song. So I need you to go and subscribe to that YouTube channel. The link is in the description box, and also I have pasted the link right there on your screen. So let us go straight to the story of what is happening in South Africa. Remember, the Lungu family, they went to court to try by all means possible to stop the repatriation of the remains of the late former president of Zambia, EDGAR CHAGWA Lungu. And that matter, the Zambian government won in court, and there was an appeal which was then launched by the family, and it has also failed. So according to ZimLive, South Africa's top court dismissed the Lungu family appeal in burial dispute. So what is happening is the Zambian government, they want the remains of EDGAR CHAGWA Lungu to go back to Zambia so that he get buried according to the burial of the presidents of Zambia. CHAGWA Lungu himself, he presided over the burial of former president Kenneth Kaunda recently, before he left office. And you know, he himself or his family now do not want Hakainde Hichilema to preside over his burial. Something a lot of people are asking questions to say, okay, if you did it to others, why can't it happen to you? So the Constitutional Court of South Africa dismissed an application by the family of former Zambian President EDGAR Lungu, dealing a major blow to efforts to overturn a ruling ordering the repatriation of his remains for burial in Zambia. In a ruling delivered on Tuesday, the Apex Court said the applicants had failed to justify why the case should leapfrog lower courts. Leave to appeal directly to this court was then refused, or to the Constitutional Court was then refused. That is what the judgment read. And the decision leaves intact a Pretoria High Court order directing that Lungu's body be returned to Zambia for burial. Unless overturned through the ordinary appeal process, the matter must now revert to the High Court, where proceedings had been adjourned sine die. So this is what is happening at this point in time. And the Lungu family, they argued that the matter was urgent. They claimed that there was sensitivity, and they wanted a direct intervention of the Constitutional Court. And the judges then held that no exceptional circumstances had been demonstrated. So this is something which is happening at this point in time. This is a loss to the Lungu family. They are losing continuously to the government of Zambia. And remember, they have another avenue. They will have to appeal through the Supreme Court right there in South Africa. If they manage successfully to appeal through the Supreme Court, then they might get something better. But as it stands right now, the High Court in South Africa, or in the Pretoria High Court, sided with the Zambian state, and they say that the remains of the former president were of national significance and should be interred in his home country, and the family has been challenging that. So legal experts say the family can still pursue the normal appeal process through the Supreme Court, as we mentioned, but that is going to likely be long as well as complex. The biggest challenge is that the funeral parlor, which is holding the body of former President Lungu, has warned that extended storage could soon lead to deterioration. And so there is a lot of pressure which is being piled through and through, mostly on the family itself. You know, they are left with just a few options. At the end of the day, I believe that they will have to simply submit themselves and let it go. That will be the bet. So, in a letter to both parties, Two Mountains Burial Services cautioned that even though Lungu's body had been embalmed, prolonged storage carried risks, and that is something which is at stake right now. So the Pala revealed it was considering consulting a pathologist or embalmer for expert guidance on the effects of prolonged storage, but asked that the government and family confirm whether they should shoulder any related costs. So the firm, however, assured that Lungu's body currently remains well preserved with no visible signs of decay. And that is what is happening. So this is what is happening in South Africa, right? The Zambian government, they are still leading with the Lungu family trailing behind. So the Concord in South Africa, they threw away a case which they wanted to smuggle right there and say that they should go to the High Court and make sure that everything is done right there. If they are not happy with what the High Court would have said, they will go to the Supreme Court of Appeal. And those are the procedures. So far, this is what we have for you. And the remains remain in South Africa, and the cases, I believe that they are still ongoing because there are appeals probably in the High Court, and that is what is happening. So before I leave Team Zimbabwe, there is a link which is right there in the comment section, as well as right there on the screen. Let me try to bring it also on the screen. I just appeal to you that you go to that YouTube channel. Please go and subscribe to this YouTube channel and support this young girl. The account is labeled Kid Queen, and you'll be able to go listen to the song Iripo Yaganzu Guruswa, and you are able to subscribe. Regina, thank you very much, my sister, for coming. Says this family, by saying President H must not preside on funeral, they commit treason. You know, this family is simply becoming problematic. Problem we have in Africa is there is a lot of hatred. When you are in power, when you leave power, you know, there is a lot of hatred which has been ongoing. If you go to Zimbabwe, we also had a similar circumstance where the family of Robert Mugabe denied Emerson Mnangagwa an opportunity to bury Robert Mugabe at the National Shrine, at the National Heroes Acre. But he himself, Robert, used it to force others to be buried at the National Heroes Acre, where himself is not buried. So these whole issues, or all these issues, they are a reflection of the kind of leadership which we have right here in Africa. Chiesa says, let the remains rest in peace. Yes, I think that they simply need to let it go and let the men get buried wherever he's supposed to be buried. This is it. This is what we have for you. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming this afternoon. And let us meet in other episodes as well as other podcasts as we continue to look at what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe and the surrounding nations. My name is Ronald Wekamakusha.